Hey, welcome to the All Hard Grit and Grind channel. Public service announcement. If you're living in an area that has mandatory evacuations in place, please understand that they're in place for a reason, and you don't want to be hanging around. You don't want to be sticking around to figure out why, to find out why. And if you're on a job, if you're at work, don't you ever continue working all because your boss says so, even though there are mandatory evacuations that are in place, especially if other businesses in the area have closed up shop and sent their employees home, and your company is the only one that is still up and running. Go ahead and leave, regardless of what your supervisor says, because you're actually better off terminated, because that right there just goes to show you how much they value you, how much they value their employees. They're looking after their own bottom line. Their bottom line matters more than anything else, even you, probably even their own families. So they're letting you know where they stand. So that's why I'm saying you're better off terminated. You're even better off unemployed, because you can find another job. You can find another job, and most likely your future potential employee will be empathetic when you bring forth the circumstances in which you got terminated. I mean, come on, it's a natural disaster. I mean, what company is going to make their employees stay at their post working all because they're trying to meet a certain deadline? Well, a deadline can be put on the back burner. That deadline can take a back seat. I know corporations don't like to put deadlines on a back seat. Deadlines are paramount in their eyes, but when a potential catastrophe comes into play, oh yeah, that deadline can kick rocks. Okay, all right. And we hear all the time how we hear people say all the time that these jobs, these companies don't care about you. Yeah, they care about their bottom line. You know, you're just robots. They would really like to hire robots, because robots don't get tired, they don't get exhausted, they don't question anything, they don't say no. No, they work. They'll go to work and at the press of a button. And that's how they wish they could do humans, but they can't do humans like that. I mean, humans can attempt to work like a robot because they're afraid they'll lose their job, or they're just greedy for money. But in the end, it never ends well. I mean, something is going to break down. Something is going to shut down. That human is going to make a mistake somewhere, and it's going to cause a big problem, or it's going to cause some type of injury, depending on what field him or her is working in. So don't be bending over backwards for these companies, because as you see right here in this article, it's apparent that their bottom line, their deadline, them lining their coffers is more important than anything else. Now the parents of two of the people that are no longer with us have filed a wrongful death suit against this company to the tune of $1 or $2 million. I can't remember, but it's up there. And no amount of money will bring their children back, but it does send a message that people will be held accountable for negligence and not taking into consideration employees' well-being and safety. So salute to that family, and I hope they win, because this right here is just ridiculous. Now the company is maintaining that they follow proper protocol and they didn't force anyone to continue working, and they let employees go home in a reasonable amount of time. But accounts from a couple of employees are saying that they let them go home at the last minute. They only let them go home after the power went out in the facility, and the parking lot is covered in 12 inches of water. That was the only way they got to go home. And who says you're going to make it home in that deep water? So that's why I say all money ain't good money. So don't be a robot for these companies. Stand on your principles, and just know that it's something out there better for you. You deserve better. You know what I'm saying? Now, I come to find out that there are some nurses out here. Well, I always knew that nurses were working in excess of 16 hours some days. But recently I heard somebody say that they work 20 hours one day. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, you only got 4 hours left in the entire day. You don't even have time to sleep. You don't even have time to eat. I mean, at the end of your shift, by the time you leave and go home, by the time you get home, it's time to come back to work. And I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, you making money, but how will you have the time and energy to do anything with this money? How will you even have time to pay your bills? I mean, not even taking care of your wants, but your needs. How will you take care of the things that you need to take care of? So nurses put in a lot of hours, I see. I thought truck drivers put in a lot of hours. I thought truck drivers was grinding. I mean, nurses are grinding way harder, it seems like. They're away from home more than truck drivers. Federal law says that truck drivers can't work no more than 70 hours in a week. Then after 70 hours, they have to take a 34-hour restart to restart their clock. But nurses, from what I understand, they're working 100 hours. And that's just excessive, in my opinion. Hospitals need to hire more personnel. That way they can evenly distribute the workload more effectively, to where everybody can have a decent work-life balance is what's necessary. Because when you don't have a work-life balance, what happens is you're working too much and you get exhausted. When you get exhausted, you're going to make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, those mistakes can be dangerous or even fatal, depending on what field that you're working in. And in these hospitals, you got people that are critical or disabled that are dependent on the accuracy of these nurses. So that's why I don't think it's right for nurses to be working that many hours. I mean, they want these people to work like robots as well. And that's just wild to me. So again, all money ain't good money. All right. I mean, it's a better way out there somewhere. You just got to look for it. I mean, we got the internet. You can get to searching if you in a situation such as this where you find yourself working more than living. So get to looking. It's something better out there again. All right. All money ain't good money. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.